Yesterday, it became human.
It's a shame it's been around. I know nobody's ever seen it.
I think we have.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 1997 creature feature, Mimic. The film is directed by the great Guillermo del Toro and it stars Mira Sorvino, Jeremy Northam, we have Charles S. Dutton, Josh Brolin, and we also have F. Murray Abraham. Right, okay, the film is set in an American city, New York, I believe it is. And right at the beginning of the film, there is a disease that is killing the children in New York City. Jeremy Northam's character, who works for the CDC, Dr. Peter Mann, goes to see Mira Sorvino's character, Dr. Susan Taylor, to try and help him come up with a cure. Essentially, she alters the DNA of the common cockroach, messes about with it, releases it into the cockroach population, which ends this disease and saves many, many lives. The film then jumps forward 3 years, and there are some mysterious deaths taking place down in the subway area and beyond. And it soon becomes apparent that the DNA experiments 3 years previously have created a new species that can mimic its closest predators, i.e. us. Right, what are my thoughts on Mimic? Now, this has always been a little bit of a personal favourite of mine. I used to watch this all the time back on VHS and stuff back in the day. It did spawn 2 sequels, I believe. I haven't seen any of them. I might watch them actually following this. I've just always liked the way this film looked and felt. It's like a masterclass of atmosphere and dark. I mean, it's got Guillermo del Toro's DNA all over it. Well, has it? Because it obviously has, but not enough. I think Guillermo del Toro would argue the theatrical version basically was that the studio had control over, so they kind of cut it to the way they wanted to do it, because the Weinsteins produced this film, and in particular Harvey Weinstein was constantly giving Guillermo del Toro a hard time. This was his first American film, so he obviously thought he could bully him, and he basically made sure that he had like the final say on the film. He was going to fire del Toro at one point, but Mira Sorvino, who just won an Oscar, had quite a bit of power at that point, and she was the then girlfriend of Quentin Tarantino, who knew the Weinsteins quite well. So he managed to keep his job, but he lost control of the film to a large degree. So he did not have a great time making this film. However, he was allowed back years following to do a director's cut of this film, which he believes is much closer to his original vision for the film. So while he distances himself from this version, which is the version I'm reviewing, the theatrical version, there is a director's cut out there, which I've never actually seen, actually. I would actually love to try and check that out and see what the differences are. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys know what the differences are. Are they 2 very, very different films? I don't know, personally. But even as it stands, I still think this works really, really well as a creature feature. I think, like I say, it does have del Toro's signature all over it in the way it's filmed and the way it looks, and the structure and the setup. And I do think the structure and the setup is very, very good. You know, the whole idea of, saving these lives of these children, which is a very honourable thing to do. By doing that, they messed around with evolution, and they messed around with the DNA of creatures, which, they should never have done, because the result of that is these creatures. And that, again, that's something I really liked about the film, the fact that from a distance, these creatures looked like us. They look like us in like stood in like a long coat sort of thing. Very, very clever how they did all that, and the sounds as well, that clicking sound, and they've got that autistic boy. Is it Choi, whatever it's called? I can't remember. Doing the noises with his spoons. Because you can hear them constantly outside his window, this clicking noise and stuff. I think it works really, really well, and it's great at not showing you very much at all. There's never really what you could describe as a full reveal of the creature. Even right at the end of the film, you do get something of a reveal, and you get to see quite a lot of the creatures by the end. But a big chunk of this film is you either hear them, or you kind of see a shadow of them, or you'll see them in the distance when they look human, and then you'll see other kind of suggestions here and there. And that is brilliant. That's how a creature feature, in my opinion, should be done. Less is more, always, in my opinion. So I'm always concerned, if you ever go into a creature feature and they show the creature within the first 15-20 minutes, the surprise is gone, in my opinion. This kind of keeps you guessing right to the end, and I really do like the ending as well. It's quite fast paced, because leading up to, basically all the primary characters end up down underground in the subway underground. And it's almost like a Rorke's Drift scenario. They are surrounded by these creatures, and they've got to try and outthink them. How are they going to kind of work together to get themselves out of this situation? And I like that. It's got all the primary characters in one place, and are they all going to get out alive? Well, obviously some don't. And the film as well doesn't hold back. There's 2 kids in this film that get it as well. I mean, he's not fussed whether it's animals, kids, whatever. Del Toro, he'll for the vision of the film and what he wants to show, he'll do it. And it shows that these creatures don't care whether they're children. They're a threat to their home, they are a threat to their environment, and they will take them out, and which is what they actually do. And it's, you kind of think, well, if they're going to take out these kids, nobody is safe in this film. And I like that. I really like that in a film like this, where you genuinely don't know who's going to live, who's going to die, and the film, I think, does a good job of portraying that. Are there any flaws with it? Yes, there are some pacing issues here and there. It is overly dark at times. Some of the characters are quite dislikable, and you don't really buy the chemistry between Mira Sorvino and Jeremy Northam, which isn't surprised, because apparently they didn't really get along on set anyway. So I didn't buy their chemistry sort of thing. And I thought the ending, the fact that, if you like, to a large degree, his character, Jeremy Northam's character, was the hero of the film. And I thought it should have been Mira Sorvino's character. I think she should have been the one that kind of turned out to be the hero of the film. She didn't come off bad or anything like that. I just think, a couple of different decisions could have been made here and there to kind of make it even better. But beyond that, I think this is a really, really fun creature feature. I probably will check out these sequels, even though they are the direct-to-DVD things, at least I think they are. And I don't think any of the original cast returns, so they probably aren't going to be very good, but I will certainly maybe give them a go. So thanks for checking out Creature Feature, guys. Don't forget to call back on the channel for plenty more reviews and content very, very soon.